right, we're with Bill Dundee, superstar Bill Dundee, Memphis Wrestling Legend and former WCW manager of William Regal.
Yeah, wasn't that exciting?
And you were also an agent in WCW as well.
Yeah, right. I mean, we had 2 jobs, yeah. And they paid you twice, so that was good.
And we're in your office right now at your home in Roseville. Is it Roseville?
Rossville.
Rossville, Tennessee. And you just moved into this house, so you're just getting the office straightened out.
Getting it all straightened up. This is when we want to be in the past. We come in here. We go back 40 years in this room. As you can see, they was in Australia in 1962 or something. And me and Jerry Jarrett, when we were both a little younger. And as you can see, it's all wrestling stuff at different ages in my life. And
there was a fan that wanted me to ask you what was the story behind the picture there of you with the glass of wine lying on the bed.
On the pillow?
Yeah.
Well, me and my wife was taking them kind of pictures, and I said, "He'll take one of them." And so I just jumped up on the bed, and she threw this. Is this pillow big enough for something like that? Being smart ass, but anyway, I got the glass of wine and the pillow, and that's how that became. My actual wife took the picture.
Oh, that's your current wife.
No, not this one. That's the first one.
Oh, okay.
Passed on. She's in heaven now, and that's the mother of my children, Donna and Jamie. So that was my first wife, Beverly. We were together about 30 years, but pretty good for a wrestler.
How is Jamie doing these days?
Oh, he's still goofy. I have no idea what makes him tick. I mean, I don't really know him. He call every now and again, and sometimes you don't hear from him for a while. Then he'll call and say, "Well, hello, how are you?" And that will be about it. So I guess he's doing all right.
I don't know if you know who Bill Gator is, but he told me to tell you to say hello. He's watching this live, so I don't know if you...
Bill Gator, the name kind of rings a bell, but...
And you have a wrestling ring behind you. Is that one of the old Memphis toys? Or?
No, somebody made it. It's a clock, actually.
Oh, a clock. Oh, I see.
So it hangs on the wall. I just have it like that, and there's Dale Earnhardt Jr. and the Dale Earnhardt Sr. watch laying on top. So I'm kind of a NASCAR fan too. So that's kind of how that's all put together. But
and I see there's
another one they gave me for a Hall of Fame from Nick Gulas, that gold ring over there.
Oh, I see.
Guys, that's Gulas Welsh Wrestling Hall of Fame. So the good old days. That was before Vince started his Hall of Fame. I don't believe I'll ever make that, but. Let me see another picture I'm very proud of here, just because of the thing. And most people have never done this in their entire life, but I'm 17 years young there. And that's 2 elephants laying there when I worked on the circus in Australia. So I just, keep this bloated up. And I usually have all this up on the wall, but like we said, we just moved houses, and moving in's one thing and getting your stuff already something else. But anyway, so I'm very proud of that picture right there.
So you started working in the actual circuses, and then...
Yeah, so that was just looked after the elephants. The guy, Rick, was a Maori, and Dale Fisher was an Englishman, and me, I was a Scotsman. I don't know how the elephants understood us, but they did. But anyway, you have to talk Siamese to them to give you words to say to them over command and everything. So, but that was another fun time in my life, and then got into the wrestling business, and here we are 50 years later.
And I see this poster here of you with Jerry and Brian Lawler and Jeff Jarrett. What are your thoughts on what happened to Brian Lawler?
What they say happened never happened. We don't really know. Lawler's still trying to find out, and it's whatever. But he never did nothing to hurt himself. I can promise you that. I mean, he wasn't that kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Punch you in the nose one thing, but hurting himself something different. So I'm like Lawler. I don't believe that was what happened.
How's Lawler taking it? I guess you're still friends with him.
Yeah, when you know how it is. I mean, you're not supposed to go before your kids, and that's just how it is.
And I see I see a crown in the corner here.
Oh, I stole that from Lawler. Don't show that. No, that was just one of them things. So all them other deals there, and 1978 was a wrestling thing I got, not other one, so not other big one down there.
Wow.
I was going to have it all set up, but like we said, we'd go get the furniture and get living before we can do the toys. So.
And you were showing me earlier, you even have a lot of the original Memphis wrestling tapes.
Yeah, right there in that box. But then now, I have a lot of them that are on DVDs. That whole thing, it's empty, but that's full of DVDs when it's done. But they're the original tapes it was taped on. Jerry Jarrett gave it to me 30 years ago, so. But, you know.
Do you still stay in contact with Jerry Jarrett?
Yeah. He still does a few shows, and I do a few just there, and you'll see him every now and again. Yeah, still stay in contact with him. Lawler mainly, because he's still wrestling, and I'm still wrestling, so. Yeah.
Are you going to have that blow-off feud with Lawler ever? The final feud that will end in a retirement?
In Blades of Glory. Which one's really going to not want to do it anymore? You know what I mean? If me and him wrestle the last final time, it needs to be the final time for one of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people retire, like Handsome, he'll retire and then come back. But if me and Lawler build it to me and him, this is the final showdown. Whatever happens, happens, and one of us needs to, whichever one's decided he's retiring. So.
Because you haven't retired yet. For people that don't know, you're still out there every weekend.
They're active doing Friday and Saturday usually. And a guy wanted me to come to New Jersey this weekend actually, and I just really didn't want to. Not so much the wrestling part, it's going through the friggin' airport. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So then you take all your gimmicks with you and all, and you got to haul that bag and your wrestling bag and all. It's forever to get there, so I didn't go there. If I can't drive, I'm not going.
Right. Do you still have a hand in the booking of any promotions?
Not really, no. They don't understand what we did. It's all different.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they're not pretty good athletes in some of the stuff that they do, but it's not what we did. I mean, the magician can't show you how to do the trick and it still be a trick, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was real to us, and we tried to convince everybody else it was real, so, and it's still real to me.
Do you ever talk to Steve Regal anymore now that he has his good position with WWE?
No, I ain't talked to Regal since, well, a long time. But we'll never know we're together. I mean, unless I could just call him up and talk to him as a hunter, him, me. But I mean, you know how it goes. You meet people, that whole board's full of people I haven't talked to in years.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of pictures.
Two mask guys, one of them's me and the other one's Danny Davis. We was the American Eagles.
Is that Hawk and Animal there with you in the biker gear?
Where are we? No, that's the Mod Squad.
The Mod Squad, okay.
Yeah, they were like two cops.
Because
remember that show, it was on TV, the Mod Squad, the police show, back in the 70s. Well, that was that.
And you have Mark Marrow there, I guess.
Mark Marrow, Johnny B. Bad or Johnny B. Good, whatever.
You worked with him in WCW as a producer.
I like Mark. He was a good guy. There's JYD when we was both for Bill Watts in Louisiana. Tommy Rich, Tojo Yamamoto.
Does Tommy Rich still live in Tennessee?
No, he's in Georgia. He's been in Georgia a long time.
And you even wrestled at the Sportatorium in Dallas. One of the fans watching this just commented they remember seeing you there.
Yeah, we used to do the Sportatorium when Bill Watts run it. Him and the Von Erichs were partners.
Wow.
So, yeah. Mainly the South. I never got much past the South, and like Louisiana and you know, Alabama and all around here and Tennessee and all that thing. The further north we went, it was about Louisville, Kentucky, or Evansville, Indiana, but I never got up to New York or none of that way. And then for WCW, a few shots up there for work for Ted Turner, but so mainly the South.
How's Bobby Eaton doing these days?
Oh, he's like the rest of us. He's getting a little older. He's still with my daughter off and on type thing, because they have got married years ago and they have a couple of kids. But yeah, his knees bother him, his ankles bother him, but it's just like the rest of us, all them silly bumps we took.
Yeah.
Used to tell them kids even back then, you don't need all them silly bumps. But no, they would take them. Then they can't walk when they get in their 50s. I guess I'm still doing good for 75. So...
I interviewed Sid yesterday, and he told me to ask you a story. I don't know if you remember it. He was just coming back to WCW, and he was going to have a match against Van Hammer, and Van Hammer had a bunch of an elaborate match laid out, and Sid said, no, it's going to be kick to the gut, power bomb. And he looked at you and he said, Bill, do you have a problem with that? And
no.
Yeah.
Sid was in good shape back
Yeah.
No, whatever you want, Sid. No, I got you.
What did you think about Van Hammer? Because he had a job for a long time and he never really caught on.
Right, there you go. That's the word. He never really caught up. But if somebody likes you, they'll just keep you around. I mean, and it was back in the good old days too. Some people used to think, how the hell do they have a job here?
Yeah.
Somebody liked it. And when I was the booker for Bill Watts, I took guys down there that maybe shouldn't have been there, but I liked them, so I was the booker, so they got a job. That hasn't changed today, but I don't know anybody that's really in anybody's office or what they do. I mean, Regal, he's in of it, and he's pretty smart wrestling-wise and mind-wise too. So, I mean, if they're going wrestling, he's as good there is.
And you have a special car out front. Could you show us
Yeah, we'll go out and take a look at that. The thing that was, when I pull up in that, people say, "Well, you're still living." Yeah, okay, but if you're not in the car, they don't recognize you.
Right.
And I kind of did that not for the ego thing, but just so people would know Bill Dundee's still around.
Yeah.
So I'd put it on the car. So when I pull up in the car, they'll look. Oh yeah, that's Dundee. So.
What was your favorite match that you had over the years?
I'd have to say it was any one with Lawler. You could pick any of 10, just whatever was going on. But I mean, he was very good to work with. He was very good in the ring. And even in tag matches, I liked him being my tag partner.
Do you find it sad what's happened to the Mid-South Coliseum now?
Yeah, I've been in it since. It's terrible. It's just all falling apart. Yeah, it's sad. I mean, from Elvis Presley to the wrestling every Monday, it was, just them two things alone was iconic.
Yeah.
But they have just let it go all to hell.
And I heard it's still costing something around $60,000 a year just to keep it standing.
To keep it there, yeah. It's just, nothing happens. It's sad, really.
What was your favorite title that you won over the years? You held so many titles.
Well, I guess it would have to be the Southern title here, because that was Jerry Lawler's baby. He thought it belonged to him, and then any time you could beat Lawler for it and wear it for 6 months, a year, that was the one I liked, just because of who had it most of the time was Lawler.
Yeah. And the AWA tag championships you held for a while.
That, but I mean, I knew that wouldn't be.
That picture there is with it. Yeah, what happened there? The deal with Gagne didn't work out?
I guess. I mean, that was an inside, and Jarrett and Gagne got together. I mean, and then me and Lawler went up there, got the belts, and the next thing went up there and dropped the belts and came home and never went back.
And you had a lot of female fans in those days, and it seems the female fans have all left wrestling. What do you think's happened?
Well, I mean, it's just, I don't know. Being 5'7" and 200 pounds, I mean, women are not, or younger girls, when I don't say younger girls, this may not come out the way I'm trying to say this, but you're a big old boy and people are kind of scared of you. Little old me walking by, even the women weren't scared. So, I mean, I had a lot of female fans, but I was the size for them, you know what I mean? I wasn't a monster. They weren't scared to walk up to Bill and say, "Hello, Bill, how are you?"
And that's one of your custom jackets over there?
Yeah, that was where Bill Dundee one, yeah. There's another one I have somewhere. I can get it at. It's me and Elvis on it. But
is it true you held the world title in AWA for one night after Lawler beat Henning? You guys did a switch that not many people know about. Did that actually happen?
For the single belt, the one that he got off Gagne, me and Lawler, then went right back to Lawler?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so you actually held the AWA world title then? For a night.
You said it. I mean, I forgot about it because of the thing, but yeah, I believe we did do something. I can't remember why we did it. There was a reason why it was done. We never did nothing just for fun back then, or just for the sake of doing it. There would be a reason. I mean, Henning had it. He beat Henning, and I beat him, and then went right back to him, and then he went on with Henning. So yeah.
Were you ever bothered that when Honky Tonk Man went to WWE, he ended up using pretty much the gimmick that you started?
I don't know. I mean, I like Wayne then. I like Wayne now. I've seen him 2 or 3 times since then. And, it's just one of them things. What you going to tell Vince? If Vince wants him as the Honky Tonk Man with a jumpsuit and blue-black hair. He had blonde hair when I knew him. But, yeah, no. I mean, I went up and talked to Vince. And it just never worked out, but that's another story. So I kind of knew he liked the gimmick, just talking to him in his big old house up there. But when I left, and then his Honky Tonk came along, so I mean, you can't get mad at Honky Tonk. He has to make a living too, and that's what they wanted. So that's what he did.
When you talked to Vince, was it about being a wrestler or behind the scenes?
A bit of both.
Okay.
But I mean, even at the time I was there, I mean, I think Vince's mind was made up that I wasn't going in any capacity. I mean, because he asked me, he said, do you get along with everybody in my company? I said, well, there's a couple that I don't think like me. Macho Man Randy Savage and The Undertaker. And I don't really know what the Undertaker's beef was. I knew what Savage's beef was, but I didn't know the Undertaker's what that was about. But anyway, and he still don't care for me. The Undertaker don't. Savage going to the big arena in the sky, so he's no problem. But he was never no problem anyway. So I mean, I was going to shoot him one day.
The Undertaker? Or?
No, the Savage.
Oh, Savage.
Did you hear about that story?
No.
Right, the gun to his dad's head. No,
we should probably. Well, save that one for when we have you sitting down, because I know that's a long story.
Wasn't too long. Savage ran away. Yeah, we'll do that on a different one. We'll just keep this one a kind of light, but we'll get into that story.
Are you ever going to write a second book? One of the fans is asking on here. Your first one
is
is
everybody off, and tell the stories that you don't tell, or finish the stories that you start off being nice on, and then because the wrestling business back then, there was guys mad at one another and did this and did that and all kinds of things back then too. So I mean, there's two sides to every story, and all them pictures are on the good side of them, but there's a bad side to every one of them things too. So yeah, I may do a book like that.
Someone asked on here. In the early 90s, all the controversy with WWE agents. I think you were working in WCW around that time as an agent. What did you think about some of the sexual allegations that were going on at the time? And
well, I mean, it never really had nothing to do with me, so I wasn't getting in the middle of nothing. So I mean, some of them may be true, some of them may not be true. You know how it is. It's I don't know. So I wasn't involved in really any of it, so I never got involved in any of it. So whatever became.
And your lovely wife is here now. I won't put her on camera because she doesn't want to be on camera.
Oh, Mama, smile. There you go. That's the lovely Miss Dundee. All right.
All right, well, we'll shut this down for now, and we'll go outside to show the car in a minute.
All right. Had fun.